So, how are we doing today? Tonight, rather. So, if this is the first time you've seen me, you can put a one in the comments on either TikTok or YouTube. Now, what I'm not going to do today is I'm not really going to show my screen because TikTok gets all bent out of shape over it. They don't like me showing something that's far better than you spending time here if you're on TikTok. Now, if you're on YouTube, different story. And what I want you to do is if you have questions, this is how you're going to ask them, or I would like you to ask them this way. And that would be to put up the, hang on a second, lost my, there we go. So ask your questions there. Now, let's see. We already have one, I believe, don't we? Let's see. Where is it? Yes, ask your questions there. So the way I want you to ask questions is Q colon ask and then ask your question. Okay. So now that we've got that out of the way, what I decided to do today is I will be showing my screen, but I'm not going to be showing my screen for, unfortunately, what I really want to show you. And that's going to be, let's see if this is working. Okay, perfect. So what's going on right now is I am using a tool that is helping me scan questions that I can answer live. This is going to be a very short live. I've got a family obligation here in not too long. And so I can't stay very long, and it's still working on it. So we can go back, and while it's working on it, we can there you go. We can come back here live, and I can check comments. I don't see any there. Let's check in TikTok. I don't see any over there either. So, and again, if this is the first time you've been here, put a one in the comments. If you have been here before, put a two. Um, I've also got a community that, again, not going to show it to you because TikTok gets bent out of shape, but not going to show it to you. But if you want to check it out, there is a 7-day free trial on that. And it just goes over all the stuff that you could do within 3 days to get yours up and running. And that's from idea to creating it to inviting people and having them in it. So it's a pretty all-encompassing, like 3-day period where you can get all that information. So what's up, my friend Tim Davenport? How are you, man? So yeah, so we're gonna go over some slides here. And by the way, if you're not familiar with what I'm using here, now one of the questions that I got recently was was somebody in my own community, and they asked me, "Are you using a green screen?" And I said, "No, I'm using this program called Ecamm." And what Ecamm allows you to do is put up any background that you want. So it doesn't matter what it is. As a matter of fact, I can play around with this. So let me show you. So I can change it to that. Ooh, now I'm in the middle of the water, right? I can change it to this. I can change it to that. I can change it to a rainbow. I can go anywhere I want with this thing, right? It's all over the place. And I've also got my own, so I could change it to this, where it looks like I'm in front of a movie theater. Now you can't see this on vertical, but and then I can just go back here, and then this is my normal background. Now, why this is important is because you want to brand yourself. Like my friend Lion Flood says, you got to brand yourself so you stand out from other people. That's how you do it, is you come up with your own graphics and your own backgrounds, and you put your stuff up there if you want to so people can see it. I am going in here and I'm going to check. All right, we're about 73% with it trying to find questions for me. Now, it did find one question, but I can, let me go ahead and put that up. It did find one question here. So we'll go over here. So you may not be able to see this. It says Danny, who is a member of my community, says she is doing a research project and she's using Google Sheets as the evidence engine and Excel for storage. And her participants are going to get an AI generated report and then it's going to send them back to them. Now, the estimated timeline on that is looks like it's 6 to 8 weeks. And let me explain. So, what she does in her community is she helps people with, um, she helps people or she helps parents who have foster kids. And so she's building a survey for those parents so they can better deal with their children. And so that's what she does. And then I have people all over the place in different communities that let's see what we got here. I think it's scanning someone. Okay, that's Danny's. Um, oh, here's a question. And this has to do with the community itself. So bear with me if you're not in the community. But it says, in I Need Your Help, Jaeger, who is occasionally on these lives, he says he raised a question whether or not you should make separate videos for people in your paid community as opposed to on YouTube. And yes, that is normally what happens, but occasionally I think that it's relevant for both. And so I put it in both. And there's a way to help you get it viewed through the community so you can get more views and you send more signal to YouTube so it gets in front of the right type of people. But it does, yes, it definitely does make sense, Jaeger, to do it that way. Um, let's see, everything else went through 30 posts in the window and no questions. So, and I understand that, but I asked a bunch of questions, right, inside of my community. And so, one of the questions that I asked is I asked people, do you think that you need a better classroom? You need a better packaging? Do you need more traffic? Or do you need a better process? As a matter of fact, what exactly did I say here? Hang on a second. What exactly did I say? I said the following earlier today. I said, what's your number one roadblock? Oh, a better classroom, more engagement, better packaging, or more traffic. And we had a couple of people vote, and smartly enough, they said more traffic. Because if you don't have traffic to whatever it is, and I'm talking massive amounts of traffic, if you don't have massive traffic, it doesn't matter what else you do. Alex Hormozy, who is the co-owner of the platform that I use, he is fond of saying that you can either maximize what you have or I'm sorry, you can optimize what you have or you can maximize what you have. And what he means by that is that you can either try to make subtle changes with tiny amounts of traffic, not having any idea whether or not those changes are going to be useful to the people inside of your community, or you can just maximize traffic so you can get more data. And he is always a big fan of more data. Because without the proper amount of data, you can't make any informed decisions on what you should do, right? You cannot. And I'm looking here to see. And the guy who started this school platform, and the guy who is running, uh, well, he started it and he's helping people grow it because every week they go live and they talk about the new things inside the platform as well as people that are winning. And one of the ways that people are winning is they're just getting massive traffic. Massive. And I mean, I'm talking like 45 to 100,000 views of their community on the platform. So if you're like me and you don't have a ton of traffic, making a bunch of changes thinking they're going to convert the tiny amount of people that you have is kind of useless. And I am as guilty of this as anyone because I just wanted to try to make what I have the best that I can. But what we should all be doing, and I tell this to everybody inside of my community, is you need traffic. You need massive traffic. So if you're on TikTok or you're on YouTube, your job is just to drive traffic from those two platforms to your community so people can see it. Now, how this is different from a website or a funnel is a community is different in a couple of ways. Number one, a community is a shared experience between everybody who's inside the community and everybody else. So, in other words, it's not just one guru or one expert dictating to everybody inside of the community. That's not how community works. Community works best when you ask questions and people answer those questions. And then you have a back and forth. And then other people have back and forth. So what you're doing is you're creating a shared experience and an interactive space. This is why I don't like websites. And this is why I don't like email lists. Somebody was arguing with me the other day on another platform saying, well, you may not want to, but lots of people do. No, they don't. They want the result, hopefully, of being on that email list. They don't want to be on the email list. But people like being in communities because they get to hang out with lots of people who share their interest. They also get to hang out with people who they can learn from, and other people can learn from them. So there's all these different layers of value that you can bring to a community. So it has that. It has gamification. In other words, as you're more active in the community, you earn more points. And some people, like me, set up our communities so when people earn points, they earn prizes. So, and sometimes these prizes are worth 5 times what they pay to be in the community. Actually, truth be told, they're more like almost 8 times what they pay to be in the community, right? So it's this thing where you're providing more value than they're actually paying for, and then they want to stay. Plus, I've also got an affiliate program in my community where somebody can join, and the moment they bring somebody in, they start earning monthly income just by referring my community to others. And it's an internal program. Literally, all they do is you toggle on one switch, and then everybody knows about it. And then everybody gets their own affiliate link, and everybody can share that affiliate link, and everybody can make money. So, what happens in that case is that you are no longer the only person who is providing or getting value from the community, because you are allowing people, while they learn a skill, to refer other people to the community. So you have an army of people helping you grow the community. Hopefully that makes sense. But I'm going to check one more time here because, like I said, this is going to be a short one, and we're running right out about 15 minutes. I don't see any more comments or questions. I'm going to check TikTok real quick here. Don't see any there. Well, is either. But if you have any questions, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go on any of my videos on either platform, ask those questions, and then I can mention your question on air tomorrow when I go live again. All right? Does that sound like a deal? So you could either put it in you can put it in any of the you can put them in from the live here, or you can put it in any of my content on either platform, and I'll be happy to answer those questions live. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a good night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.